I don't know, life is great. And like, I'm happy. I'm literally happy 95% of the time, like happy. And then I have 5% where I'm sad. And that's the part that, like, that's the part that I think you're an addict part, because I want to change that 5%. You know, how do I get to where I'm 100% happy? You know, like I'm not satisfied. You know what I mean? That's the disease of addiction, is a disease of more.
Well,
what's going on?
Zach checking in.
I can't say that I have regrets about anything that happened, because everything that happened has brought me to this point. I would have not had the appreciation for life I have today if it wasn't for the pain, struggles, and confusion of the early years, you know. And ultimately, you know, the way that I should have been dead. Like, I came to the House of Hope 4 years ago. I weighed 128 pounds. I don't know, like, you know, my addiction got out of control, and I was basically selling to use and, you know, use to sell. So eventually all that came down to a point where, you know, I eventually tried heroin and just kind of, you know, didn't think it was going to be that dangerous. Since I tried everything else, it didn't seem to have like such a big effect on me. And then, you know, that's the drug that finally brought me to my knees. I always wanted to quit, but I just didn't know how to, you know. And a part of me didn't realize that, you know, I was completely powerless over drugs. Last time I came into the House of Hope, it's the place where I've been before, and I just decided to try this thing one more time, and I decided to do everything that they tell me without kind of questioning it. And this is where things really started to, you know, work out for me this time around. Sober housing made the biggest difference, I think, in all my attempts, you know. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, I'm in a good place. When you're shooting up heroin for 10 to 12 years, you know, your living skills kind of go to a very basic level. So I had to relearn a lot of things. The goal was to find complete freedom, you know, in recovery. And the way that I found it is, you know, definitely through like spirituality and I think finding purpose in my life. You know, I also internalized the fact that, you know, the drugs are a lie. They don't work. They don't fix anything. I'm in a graduate school right now, and hopefully within a year I'll have my master's degree in social work. So, you know, I'm a manager at a sober house right now, and I worked for 2.5 years in the same rehab center that I went through, and it's, you know, life is amazing now. You know, everything that I was looking for in drugs, that feeling of, you know, unity, connectedness with the world, I actually found it in recovery. You know, in one sense you can say, I don't wish that for anyone, but in another sense it's like, man, you know, it's the struggles and the pain that like really wake us up. I don't think about using anymore because I like the way I'm living, you know, like that was the missing piece. I have to get connected with the world. I have to find my own place in the world. And when I do that, like, there's no reason to run away anymore, I think.